Okay, welcome to this presentation of Iseka Services iBin. What is iBin? iBin is a complete end-to-end solution for companies that specialize in waste transport. So these are typically organizations that are delivering bin type of solutions to their customers, be they domestic residential customers or building sites, anything that actually requires the bin to be delivered on site and the management of that entire process. So the system is quite detailed, and so we'll spend a bit of time going through with it for you here. We'll try to keep it as succinct as possible, but of course you can always contact us and we can give you a demo. So what we'll do is work through it logically how a customer and a waste management company may use iBin. What we can see here, this is our website, or the iBin website on our website, and you can see here we have an example booking engine that can be integrated into anybody's website. So when we create your own company's iBin solution, you'll get code to put into your own website, so you don't have to change anything, or we can actually create and host a website for you so that you can point your customers to this. It can be integrated into Facebook for bookings directly via Facebook, or again from the website, or you don't even have to use this yourself. You can just use the iBin system for internal bookings only. But let's just have a quick example here. You can see we have a login button up here that can be used to create accounts for your customers. So for example, you may have some specific builders that you want to give access to so that they can create their own bookings online by just logging in and seeing all their past bookings, all their future bookings, what's been paid, what hasn't been paid for, and so forth. You can enter in so the customer can enter in start dates or end dates, and we can break the different items down into categories. So here at the top we have normal skip bins, and down the bottom we have skip bins with doors. So let's just say I'm a customer and I want to see what's available. I can scroll through here and see the items that are in normal skip bins. So this is a range of skip bins, 2 meter bins, 3 meter bins. We can put photos in them. We can have 5 photos per bin, and here we're showing an example of how big a 3 meter bin is. So let's say, right, okay, that's the size of bin I want to book. I click book now. You'll see that it's available. You can see here's the start date and the end date. The system defaults to a 5-day booking, and we can build a whole bunch of process criteria into this. So for example, you can't book on a weekend, or you need a day between picking a bin up to taking a bin back, or booking straight away. Pretty much any sort of complexity that you may think is in a booking process or a bin delivery process, we can add that in here. We can change the quantities and obviously the price. The customer can apply promo or gift voucher codes. So you may have a special, 10% off. You give that code out and they can enter that in, but let's leave that for now. You'll also see there's some photos in here. It'll show you the availability. This is actually what the customer is seeing, and then details. Here we can put in what's allowed to put in the bin and what you can't put in the bin. So we go back to the book now, but the customer wants to actually book that not this week but next week. So they click the 8th of May, that's when they want it to turn up, and they want to book it for almost over 6 days. So actually what you can see here is that we've built into the system this particular instance of it, that they can only book for 6 days. Now we can modify that. We can make it 7, we can make it 3, we can make it unlimited. It's up to you, and we tailor the solution based on your business. But for this example, we've set it as a maximum 6. So the customer can go back, change the date until they get 6 days. You'll also notice here that when we do this, we go over a weekend. Go back to the end date. You'll see that the weekends are blanked out. That is that they can't book the bin to be delivered on a weekend. Now, of course, again, all of this is configurable to your business. You may be happy to deliver on weekends, but let's just go back and set this as the 11th, quantity 1, and then click continue. And so here we have the booking. So you can see we've got a 3-meter skip bin. This is the quantity. We've added additional items in here that the customer may want to add that you charge additionally for. Now again, these are all configurable and tailorable to your business. So let's say, for example, the customer says, oh yeah, I've got some car tires. They can click the car tire. They've got 3 of them. They click add to booking, and you'll see that that's added here to the total amount, which is including GST. We can have GST in there or not, depending on your type of business. We can put the business name in, Met Builders, a name, phone number, an address, it's worth noting that when please drop on driveway to the left, they can put a purchase order number in there. They can have a different delivery address from the actual address, but we'll leave that as it is. You can get them to subscribe to a newsletter if you like. They need to accept the terms and conditions. So we have some terms in: do not fill above the rim, no asbestos, no paint. They need to confirm that. We click continue. So what happens now is they're taken to the online payment system. So from here, they can take a credit card. If it's an account, they can just basically order it without paying for it. They'll be charged later, obviously. You can see here that they get an invoice that shows them what their booking is. So you can see a 3-meter skip bin from Tuesday, May the 8th till Friday the 11th. Quantity 1 and $185 plus 3 car tires. So again, from here they can make that payment and process the order. So let's just do that just to show you as an example. This is a test payment. And there we go. You'll see the status has changed to paid. So what that means is that the system now knows that that's been paid. They can print the receipt. You can see the QR code, so we can book bookings in or using the QR code. They can create another booking, go and see their existing bookings, but you can see that that's actually been paid, and they will get an email. So tim@yahoo.com will get an email saying he's paid for this bin. So that's basically how the customer might book online. That's only one feature of the iBin solution for customers to actually book online. So what we'll do now is go into the back end of the solution. So here we are. We're in the dashboard. This is the dashboard of the back end of the iBin bin solution. So here is the first screen that you come into, and this will show you basic information such as the new bookings that you've got. So you can see that booking that we just made. It's actually right here. Also, you can see information about how many website visitors you're getting compared to the number of bookings you've got, a quick calendar, and then the booking volume over a period of time. So from here you can also add to the dashboard other reports that you might want to see. But let's go through the menu structure one by one. So we go to calendar. We can look at customer. Now this is what we'll do is go back to some months where we got some demo book dummy data in here. Right, so you can see here, we're going back in time, but this is basically, if you imagine that's today's date, you can see the bookings that we've got in here. So you can see that these are all the different bins and the different items that are out or in the system as we see them at the moment. We can basically look at that via inventory, so we can see all of our bins and how many we've got in stock. We can actually come in here and say, for example, 3-meter skip bin with doors. Let's say we've got one for repair, that's for repair for say Monday the 23rd. We can manually go in here and change that to 3 just for that day, but you'll see that the rest of them remain as 4. So if anybody tries to book on Monday the 23rd, 3 bins are out, they can't book anymore. So that's basically the inventory view. We can go via month, looking at all the bookings. Obviously, there we would need to go back to June. So you can see here, back in May, we've got a bunch of demo data. You can see the amount of bookings here that we look in for a month, and then we can, if we want, we can change that for the day. So if we go back, we won't do that right now, obviously, because that will take a bit of time, but you'll just see a day list here. Now, the next menu item across is bookings. So from here, we can see an indexed list of bookings. So this is a good example because this is the one that we just made. So we can see from the start date for the next 30 days, category filter. We can filter by whether they're just normal skip bins or skip bins with doors or accessories. We can also filter by the status. Now, I'll talk about that a little bit here, because what the status does is enable us to control the inventory. So for example, this booking here that's been made has got a status paid, but it hasn't been delivered. Okay, so but you can see it's been paid. So what would happen is the operator would say, right, okay, I've got this delivery, I'll click on it, here's it's been paid, so I can go and deliver it. And again, we can change all these rules, and we need to drop it to 23 South Road, Moorabbin. So the operator picks up the bin, the 3-meter bin, puts it on the back of the truck, drives out to 23 South Road. You can see he's got Google Maps. We can view that on Google Maps. So if he's got this running on his Android or iPhone device, he can navigate directly to where that's got to be delivered. So he gets there. Now, we're looking at this here, which is obviously in a normal browser, so on a normal PC, but there's also an iPhone and iOS app that the operator can use to do basically the same sorts of things. So the operator gets out on site and he delivers the bin. All he really needs to do from here is change this status from paid to bin dropped off. And he updates that. And what that means is that he's dropped the bin off. So the bin is on site. From here, also inside here, we can edit this this booking, and we can see the transactions that have been made on it. So we can see that it's been paid. We can refund if we've turned on the e-commerce system, which this system has, and also a log of what's actually happened. So you can see here what's happened with this order. So we can connect to CRMs, we can connect to a finance system, and all of this is tracking actually what's happening there. So if we go back to the invoice, we can see that bin's dropped off and that here's the customer, and a bunch of other information as well. We can add notes. Now you'll see down the bottom here that this is not synced with Zoho or with Xero, but we can, as I said, we can sync that with Zoho CRM or Xero accounting software to actually send the invoice directly from the iBin booking system through to your finance system. And print as a PDF, and we can edit it. So if we click edit, again we can come in here and we can see the customer, and we can see here. Now let's just say we get on site and there wasn't 3 tires, there was actually 4. So what was click add to item, click on accessories, click on car tires, add 1, taxes GST, and click save. And there we go, we've added that extra tire. and then you'll see that's been updated. Go back to the invoice, and you'll see here's the extra payment. But now you'll see that there is a balance due of $10. Now, we can pay that now by taking credit card or POS or another form of point of sale. And also with the iPad or Android app, we can plug in a card reader and take that payment directly from the Android or iOS app and make that payment. So this can actually be done on site. So we can see that this has got a balance of outstanding of $10. So let's pay that now. Credit card. You can see that it's actually saved his credit card information, this customer's. So we can take that payment directly from here. And there you'll see it's been paid. All right. So now, this example is showing that the operator has gone back out and picked the bin up. So what he needs to do is just basically make the change of bin picked up. Click update. Now, changing that status has basically meant that he's picked the bin up, and therefore that 3-meter bin has gone back into stock. So now, when we had 3 or 4 available, now we have 5. So it's as you can see, it tracks the inventory as well. So that's basically how the bookings work. Let's say, for example, your staff, and you may have people on the phones that are taking bookings. What you can do, they can have this open. We can create multiple accounts, so people that can do and assign permissions, so people that can do certain things, maybe make new bookings but can't do anything else. So from here, the staff can create a new booking. They'll be presented with a list of inventory of what's available, and from here they can take the booking. So let's say someone has ordered a skip bin with doors, a 4-meter. We see we've got 4 available. We can click that item, change the dates. One thing to mention here is because this is staff booking, we can remove some of that criteria, such as can't book on a weekend, a day overlay, those sorts of things. We can remove that for staff so that they can book any time. But let's say the customer wants it delivered on the 15th and picked up on the 18th. You can see the quantity of payment, number of items. Click continue, and then we enter in their information. So the same applies here. So you can see here what it's doing is it can also store contact information. So we can, as we type, it finds the different customers that have already used the system, and here's that person that we just did, and you'll see it'll automatically populate the details with their information. Now, because it's a staff doing the booking, he doesn't need to accept the terms and conditions. So then you can see here that we have got the invoices pending, the orders in the system. The operator on the 15th finds out that they need now. So what that's done is blocked out that bin for the 15th until the 18th. So the operator will take the bin on the 15th out to Tim, drop it out on site, and click bin dropped off. So that's all they need to do. Now the bin is dropped off. The bin is on site. It's been deducted for inventory. It can't be booked until that status has been changed to bin picked up. So you can see this has got an outstanding amount. So that can be paid for here, or it could go into their account. There's multiple different ways to handle payments. So just to complete this example, the operator goes back out on the 18th to pick up the bin, picks the bin up, and then puts it back in bin picked up. Now the bin has gone back into stock and can be booked again. Notes we can add here. So that's the booking menu. There's lots of other features that are in there. The customers, this is a really neat feature of iBin, is the ability for you to be able to map your customers using Google Maps. So if I click map, you'll see it'll quickly populate. We're down here on the Ballerine. Now, you'll see that we've only got 2 here at the moment. This mapping is completely filterable. So you can see here we have a status of created date in the last 3 months. Now most of our dummy data let's just change that to the last 12 months. You can see here's the bunch of data, and here's mainly where they are in the Ballerine area. So we can click that, and then you'll see it will quickly expand out as to where the bins have been. Now, this, as you can see, the status here is just status. So that means it's going to show on this map every booking. Let's say, for example, we want to see which bins need to be dropped off today. Change status to pending, created date, custom to the 15th of May. You'll see here it's been populated already. So we can click on that guy, and that's where the booking is. So we can click on that. There it is, view in Google Maps and navigate to it. This is a great feature because one of the things is obviously working out where the bookings are and what needs to be picked up on what days and what's the easiest route to get to them, but also for marketing. So the ability for you to be able to look back over, say, the past 12 months as to where your customers are. So you can see here, we can dive right down into it. So in this example, obviously Ocean Grove is the biggest area, followed by South Geelong. So we can look at places like Grovedale, and we can dive in there and see where our customers are. Okay, and this enables us to sort of start to look at areas and say, right, where are we not getting business from? You know, we're not getting business down from this area here. Right, let's do a mail drop into the Torquay region, if you want to, you know, go that far. Or let's put another truck on to service that Torquay region, and let's start doing a mail drop out to there to businesses in that area. So for me, I think this is a fantastic feature of iBin. So that's customers. We can also go into the directory, which is all our customers in here. We can go to reports, a bunch of different reports that I won't run through now. So sales reports, item reports, the volume, the amount of traffic to the website. This is basically the inventory menu. This is where it all kind of happens. This is where we build the inventory, so that your different inventory would put into here, the item, the price that you want to sell it for, the quantity that you have, categories, how it's allocated, and so forth, and a bunch of other stuff that we need to do. You can see the accessory items in here, such as car tires and four-wheel drive trucks, four-wheel-drive truck tires, mattresses, etc. So all of this can be updated. Our process is what we do is get you up and running with this, and then we teach you how to do this so that you can manage this on yourself moving forward. Manage is basically controlling the setup and the system and the back end. So as you can see, there's quite a lot to it, but once it's up and running, it's actually very quick and simple for anyone to use. One of the other things that I need to talk about are these things here, such as accounts. We can create different accounts based on staff, customer, and partner accounts. So a customer account is exactly that, just a customer. Partner account might be someone like a big builder that can create their own bookings, or staff accounts is, as the term suggests, just staff accounts, but they can have different permissions. And then the other thing I'd like to point out is the e-commerce side of the product enables us to connect to a stack or a bunch of different payment gateways. So we can take payments directly from the system. So yeah, that's it. Very quick. Hopefully wasn't too long, and hopefully gave you a quick demo of some of the features inside the check and the iBin booking solution. Bin booking solution. We'd be happy to obviously provide a more in-depth demo for any business. So please use the contact form on our side to contact us, or call us on 03 9088 0252. Thanks very much.